So the electric vehicle tax credit, gone. And so automakers are having to respond. A lot of automakers are reducing the production of electric vehicles, figuring that the absolute demand will just fall off a cliff. And it will for a while, because there was some pull forward purchasing in September where people were buying electric vehicles who may have thought about it, intended to later, whatever. They rushed the purchase. Well, they could still get the $7,500 credit. So you've got people cutting back on production, got others cutting prices of models to account for that. Hyundai and Kia, which are big sellers of electric vehicles in the United States, have both done that, same owner, essentially, have cut the prices of their electric vehicles. And Tesla came out with stripped-down versions of the Model Y and the Model 3 to account for the ending of the tax credit. But again, the real thing that matters over time, what does it cost to fuel up a vehicle, whatever kind? And what's interesting is the Upshot, which is something owned by the New York Times, did an analysis of what it costs to drive vehicles in all 50 states of different kinds. And what I found fascinating is to drive 100 miles in an electric vehicle costs a tiny fraction of what it costs to drive a gas engine, the typical gas engine vehicle. So it's a little over $5 to drive an electric vehicle for the energy to go 100 miles. A gas vehicle, just under $13. But there's a third thing. And what's been selling like crazy in the United States the last 3 years? Hybrids. Hybrids cost just a little more to go 100 miles than an electric vehicle. If you're not ready to make the leap to an electric, what's clear as day is that buying a hybrid, because the fuel economy of a hybrid, a real hybrid, I'll tell you what that means in a second, of a real hybrid is so phenomenally better than the gas engine version of that same vehicle that the cost of going 100 miles for fuel is less than half. Just over $6 to go 100 miles in the hybrid and almost 13 in the gas engine. Big reason for this is the blend of driving that most people do. Hybrids thrive in fuel economy in suburban driving with, a lot of stopping and going. And, in suburban driving, people are driving lower than freeway speeds, generally, even if you're on a freeway. And so hybrids can get 50 to 60 miles a gallon in city suburban driving, which is more than twice what the gas engine equivalent might get. So again, a lot of people, I've been driving electric for 14 years now, and it's just fun. And for me. And so I can't picture going back to a gas engine vehicle. It's just not my thing. But if you are someone not considering the other direction, coming from gas to electric, then at least when you're looking at your next vehicle, look at a hybrid, because the cost over time, even if you pay $2,000 more, let's say, for the hybrid version of a vehicle than the gas engine, the hybrid will save you every single time you start it up and drive that vehicle. You'll be saving so much money. Now, I said, what's a real hybrid? I said I'd address that. A lot of automakers put on their vehicles what are known as mild hybrids, which are a little bit larger than a regular battery in a car. They'll put this little extra battery in there that takes care of some functions in the vehicle, like the thing a lot of people hate, the stop-start thing where it'll shut off at a red light, that kind of thing. And it does almost nothing for your fuel economy, but a lot of dealers will mislead you thinking you're getting a real hybrid. A real hybrid is a larger battery, not anything like an electric vehicle would have, but a larger battery that can do, in slow traffic, you can be fully electric. When you're accelerating, the battery picks up a lot of the work getting you up to speed, because a lot of the hit on fuel economy that happens with a traditional gas engine is an accelerating. And so that's why the hybrid makes such an enormous difference in what your wallet is going to be dinged per 100 miles you drive.